We travel all over the country to catch bass, and that means fishing a lot of different water bodies, and I got to carry a lot of gear with me to attack all these different places, and that means a lot of tackle, rods, reels, and just all kinds of different equipment. And one of the things that I love the most about my boat, a 2075 Pro V Bass, is we have a ton of storage in this thing. I can bring whatever I want with me. So let's have a look inside this thing and I'll show you what I've got. So one of the things that's awesome is I can carry pretty much as many rods as I want in this rod locker. So I've got over 20 combos stacked in here. Come tournament day, I'm gonna whittle this down a little bit, and some of these are gonna come out. You know, when you head to a new body of water, it's one of those things where you just maybe aren't sure exactly what you're gonna be doing, so you kind of got to bring it all. Underneath the rods is where we have battery storage. So I've got 3 lithium X2 batteries in there for running my trolling motor. They don't weigh anything hardly, so you don't even notice them running the boat. Right here, this is the sort of the big box. This is where all the tackle sits. One of the nice things, we've got foam inside all the doors, and it's kind of to prevent noise, but I like it. By the end of next week, I'm gonna have all kinds of baits hanging here, stuff that's working for me. That's kind of my box of Smeltinator jigs. That goes with me everywhere. We've got every size and color, different size hooks, but I'm well stocked up there. And then, you know, a lot of this is my jerk shad, so you got, you know, a bunch of all my minnow baits in that bin. We've got Neds, swim baits, jig chunks and trailers, and I've got all kinds of, you know, tons of tackle in here. This thing I've carried with me for years, and it's sort of just a little tray that I can, you know, keep some used hook parts and weights in. Got some glue, lead, some scissors, but that's sort of my, you know, day box. You can pile a lot of tackle in here. It's again, like the rods, a lot of this stuff will come out once I sort of narrow down a little bit how I'm gonna be fishing and that sort of thing. But I can bring it all with me to start out, and I love that. Up front here, you know, we've got little compartments on each side, and they actually have quite a bit of room in them. So on one side, I've actually got a battery for my front electronics, another X2 lithium right here. I can store that, and I've got a little bit of tackle on this side. This side is just kind of a lot of my bags of plastic. So different, you know, these are 7-inch jerk shads, just in case get on some big largemouths down south. I've got a few of those with me, but I've got a variety of plastics in here, all kinds of different stuff. Again, that'll get whittled down as well. There's probably about 20 different Ziploc bags full of baits in there. Okay, on this side, we've got a little bit more tackle. I got a bag full of spinner baits here, different sizes. There's some more kind of fancy swim baits. Some of that might come out. I'll keep some rain gear in here. Obviously got a few life jackets. Again, roomy. I can throw extra clothes in there. These front compartments are really dry in this boat, so no issues with that. You know, again, bring with me whatever I want. We got a nice little cooler right here. Keep all the stuff cold. All right, hopping down back to the back of the boat here. This is just sort of a necessities box. You know, I got some sunscreen in here, screen cleaner, you know, some cloths, that sort of thing. Nothing fancy, but just stuff that, you know, you need to have in the boat, doesn't ever leave the boat. You know, when I'm at home, I do a lot of multi-species fishing and quite a bit of guiding, so it's nice having these extra pop-up seats. They get used quite a bit, and then we got storage underneath them. So I've got, you know, 5 or 6 boxes full of different crankbaits back here as well. And again, stuff that I can whittle down once I get an idea of how I'm gonna be fishing, what I'm gonna be doing at the lakes that I go to. You know, over all the years traveling around, it's really surprising how many anglers do not have tools or carry tools in their boat. Stuff happens on the water if you spend enough time out there. So I've actually got a pretty good little toolbox here, and this never really leaves the boat. I've got a socket set. If you ever have to change your prop out, things happen out there. If you can fix it instead of having to go into shore when you're out on the water, that's gonna sometimes save the day. So that's where all my tools and everything gets kept. The other side, we've got more batteries in here. I've got two X2 AGMs back here, and they're, you know, running some of the electronics, the motor, talons, and that sort of thing. But lots of storage in this boat. Like I said, whatever I want to bring with me, I can fit it in here and go and do my job.